Objectives. At the end of this lab, you will be able to understand types of networks, the Internet and its uses, the World Wide Web, communication systems. Objectives. At the end of this assignment, you will be able to understand networks, know the types of networks. When computers are connected to each other, they form a network. A network may consist of just two computers next to each other, or can even extend to a large number of computers located in different parts of the world. A computer network is a communication system that connects two or more computers so that they can exchange information and share resources. Computers in a network can be set up in different ways to suit the needs of users. To understand computer networks, you need to get familiar with certain terms which are as follows. Node. This is a device that is connected to a network. It could be any device, such as a data storage device, a printer, or a computer. Client. This is a node that uses a resource from another node. Typically, a client is a user's microcomputer. Server. This is a node that shares resources with other nodes. A dedicated server is a computer that specializes in performing specific tasks. Dedicated servers are typically used for websites that have high traffic and are quite powerful. A non-dedicated server can function as both a client and a server. Hub. This is the central node for other nodes. It may be a server or simply a connection point for cables from other nodes. Network administrator. This is a person who is a computer specialist responsible for efficient operation of the network and implementation of new networks. Distributed processing. This is a system where computing power is located and shared at different locations. In decentralized organizations, computer systems at different locations are networked to a main or centralized computer. Host computer. This is a large centralized computer, usually a mini computer or a mainframe. Network Interface Cards, NIC. These are expansion cards located within the system unit that connect the computer to a network. They are sometimes referred to as LAN adapters. Network Operating Systems, NOS. They control and coordinate activities such as electronic communication and resource sharing between the computers and devices on a network. Now that you are familiar with the terminology related to computer networks, let us have a look at the types of networks. Network types. Different types of channels allow different kinds of networks to be formed. Telephone lines, for example, may connect communications equipment within a home or building. Networks may also be citywide and even international. The network types based on the geographical area they serve are local area, metropolitan area, and wide area networks. Usually, when computers in one office are connected to one another, the network is known as a local area network, or LAN for short. When this is done over longer distances, the network is known as WAN, which stands for Wide Area Network. The nodes of a LAN are in close physical proximity within the same building. Typically, LANs span distances less than a mile and are owned by individual organizations. They are used to link microcomputers and share printers and other resources. While LANs have been widely used within organizations for years, they are now being commonly used by individuals in their homes. These LANs are called home networks and allow different computers to share resources, including a common internet connection. A Metropolitan Area Network, MAN, is the next step up from the LAN. MAN span distances up to 100 miles. They are frequently used as links between office buildings that are located throughout a city. Unlike a LAN, a MAN is jointly owned by a group of organizations or by a network service provider who charges a fee to provide network services. Wide area networks. WANs are countrywide and worldwide networks. They provide access to regional service. MAN. Providers and span distances greater than 100 miles. They use microwave relays and satellites to reach users over long distances. The widest of all WANs is, of course, the Internet, which spans the entire globe. For a summary of network types, see the display table. Network architecture. This describes how a network is arranged and how resources are coordinated and shared. Network architecture encompasses network configurations and strategies. Configurations describe the physical arrangement of the network, while strategies define how information and resources are shared. Configurations. A network can be configured or arranged in several ways. This is called the network's topology. The four principal network topologies are star, bus, ring, and hierarchical. In a star network, a number of small computers or peripheral devices are linked to a central unit, which is the network hub. The hub may be a host computer or file server. All communications pass through the central unit and control is maintained by polling. Each connecting device is asked or polled whether it has a message to send and is allowed to send its message in turn. An advantage of the star topology is that it can be used to support a time-sharing system. This means that multiple users can share resources or time on a central computer. The star topology is commonly used to link microcomputers to a mainframe containing an organization's database. In a bus network, there is no host computer and each device handles its own communications. All communications travel along a common connecting cable called as a bus or backbone. Each device examines information as it passes along the bus to see whether it is the intended recipient. This arrangement is commonly used for sharing data stored on different microcomputers. In a ring network, each device is connected to two other devices, forming a ring. There is no central computer and messages are passed around the ring till they reach the correct destination. Distributed data processing is possible using a ring network. Processing tasks can be performed at different locations and programs. Data and resources can be shared. The hierarchical network consists of several computers linked to a central host computer, just like a star network. However, these computers are also hosts to smaller computers or peripheral devices. A hierarchical network is useful in centralized organizations. For example, microcomputers in a department are connected to individual departmental mini-computers. The mini-computers are in turn connected to the corporation's mainframe, which contains data accessible to all. For a summary of the network configurations, see the display table. strategies. Every network has a strategy of coordinating the sharing of information and resources. The most common network strategies are terminal, client, server, and peer-to-peer. In a terminal network, processing power is centralized in one large computer, usually a mainframe. The nodes are either terminals with little or no processing capabilities or microcomputers running special software that allows them to act as terminals. Many airline reservation systems are terminal networks. Client-server networks are based on specialization and use one computer to coordinate and supply services to other nodes on the network. Server nodes coordinate and supply specialized services and access to resources. Client nodes request the services. Client-server networks are widely used on the Internet. In a peer-to-peer network, nodes have equal authority and can act as both clients and servers. For example, microcomputers may obtain files from other microcomputers as well as provide files to them. Organizational internets. Most large organizations have a wide range of network configurations, operating systems, and strategies. Internet technologies are applied to integrate all these networks. Communication within and between organizations is supported using intranets and extranets. Intranets. Many organizations have internal networks similar to the Internet, which have web pages that contain company information, newsletters, pricing structures, etc., and from where standard forms can be downloaded. Such networks are known as intranets and may or may not be connected to the intranet. An intranet is accessible only from within the organization. Extranets. An extranet is an intranet or part of an intranet which can be accessed by certain external users via the Internet. Specific information such as product ranges, prices, online order forms, etc. may be made available to suppliers or potential customers using an extranet. Entry into extranets is controlled by usernames and passwords, which establish the identity of the user and grant access to the areas of the extranet that he is entitled to view. The main points of difference between an intranet and extranet are as follows. An intranet is a private network within an organization, while an extranet is a private network that connects more than one organization. Like the public internet, intranets use browsers, websites, and web pages. They provide email and other services accessible only to those within the organization. Extranets are used by some organizations to allow suppliers and others limited access to their networks. The purpose is to increase efficiency and reduce costs. Firewalls. A firewall is a system that secures a network, shielding it from access by unauthorized users. Firewalls can be implemented in software, hardware, or a combination of both. In addition to preventing unrestricted access into a network, a firewall can also restrict data from flowing out of a network. Most organizational firewalls include a special computer called a proxy server. It acts as a gatekeeper, mediating traffic between a protected network and the internet. All communications between the internal network and the outside world must pass through it. It then decides whether it is safe to allow a message or file to pass into or out of the organization's network. Summary. You have reached the end of the assignment. You have learned what are networks and the types of networks. Objectives. At the end of this assignment, you will be able to understand the general features of the Internet, know about the history of the Internet,
Internet is derived from the word internetworking, which means connecting different networks together. Thus, the Internet can be termed as a network of networks.
History of Internet. In the second half of the decade, from 1960 to 1970, the United States Department of Defense began a project on computer networks. This project was named ARPANET. Gradually, after 1970, universities, government departments, and research centers also began using this network. To send data along telephone lines, wireless telephones, and even satellites, researchers developed a new set of rules called Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol, or TCP/IP. The roots of the giant network called Internet can be traced back to this project. By 1993, the concept of Internet had changed completely. Instead of having a central system of limited machines, new independent centers were created in different places. This led to the birth of the modern Internet. Today, the Internet has become a popular medium for information. You can have access to entertainment, information, companionship, and many other opportunities on the Internet. It has become a popular medium for business, education, shopping, playing, advertisements, and news. Shopping is one of the fastest Shopping is one of the fastest growing Internet applications. Using the Internet, you can search for bargains and make purchases or simply window shop or look for the latest fashions. Searching for all types of information has become very convenient using the Internet. You can find the latest local, national and international news using the Internet. You can access some of the world's largest libraries directly from your home computer. entertainment in different forms, such as entertainment in different forms, such as transactions of large industries are also effected over the internet. With the help of internet, monetary transactions are also being carried out. This is known as e-commerce. Electronic commerce, that is, e-commerce, is the buying and selling of goods over the internet. For a buyer, it offers the convenience of purchasing at any hour of the day or night. It does away with the need to physically travel to the seller's location. The internet offers a chance to survey a wide variety of products. From the seller's perspective, the cost associated with operating a retail store can be eliminated. Also, a seller is not required to maintain a physical inventory of goods and products are shipped directly from warehouses. The internet offers a chance to reach out to a large number of customers. While there are numerous advantages of e-commerce, there are some disadvantages too. These include the inability to provide immediate delivery of goods, the inability to try on prospective purchases, and questions relating to the security of online payments. Tips on how to shop online. When you shop online, it would be useful to keep the following suggestions in mind. Consult product review sites. These sites offer evaluations or opinions on products. www.consumersearch.com and www.opinions.com are examples of review sites on the web. Use a shopping bot. A shopping bot is an automated shopping assistant that searches the internet for the best price of a product. You can enlist it to compare prices. Two well-known shopping bots are located at www.mysimon.com and www.shopping.yahoo.com. Consult vendor review sites. Even if a vendor offers attractive prices, you need to check his reputation before placing an order. You may visit vendor review sites such as www.gomez.com and www.bizret.com. Select a payment option. Once you have selected the product and the vendor, You have to place the order and make the payment. Security of your credit card number is important. You may consider payment options from sites such as www.private.buy.com and www.americanexpress.com/private payments. There are three basic types of e-commerce. Business to consumer, B2C, involves the sale of a product or service to the general public or end users. This arrangement often eliminates the wholesaler by allowing manufacturers to sell directly to customers. Existing retail stores use B2C e-commerce to reach out to customers through the web. The three most widely used B2C applications are as follows. Online banking enables customers to perform various banking operations such as accessing account information, transferring funds, paying bills, and applying for loans without having to visit the bank. Online stock trading allows investors to research, buy, and sell stocks and bonds over the internet. Online shopping, as you know, includes buying and selling consumer goods over the internet. The second type of e-commerce, customer to consumer, C2C, involves individuals selling to individuals. This is done in the form of classified ads or an auction. In web auctions, sellers post descriptions of products at a website and buyers submit bids electronically. There are two basic types of web auction sites. Auction house sites sell directly to bidders. The merchandise presented is typically from a company's surplus stock. You can often get bargain prices, and these sites are generally considered safe places to shop. Person-to-person auction sites provide a forum for buyers and sellers. They facilitate the bidding process but are not involved in completing transactions and verifying the authenticity of the goods sold. Buyers and sellers need to be cautious while interacting with these sites. The third type of e-commerce is business to business, B2B, involves the sale of a product or service from one business to another. This is typically a manufacturer-supplier relationship. For example, a furniture manufacturer would require raw material such as wood, paint, and varnish, which he would purchase from the related suppliers. Security. The single greatest challenge for e-commerce is the development of fast, secure, and reliable payment methods for purchased goods. The three basic payment options are as follows. Checks are the most traditional, and check purchases take the longest time to complete. The buyer mails the check to the seller. If it is a valid check, the purchased item is dispatched by the seller. Credit card purchases are faster and more convenient, but credit card fraud over the internet by criminals known as carders is a major concern for both buyers and sellers. Digital cash is electronic currency that only exists online. It is a system that allows a person to pay for goods or services by transmitting a number from one computer to another. Buyers purchase digital cash from a bank that specializes in electronic currency and use it to purchase goods. Sellers convert it to regular currency through the bank. This method is more secure than credit cards. For a list of digital cash providers, see the displayed figure. Web utilities. Utilities are programs that make computing easier. Web utilities are specialized utility programs that make using the internet and web easier and safer. Some utilities facilitate sharing resources over the internet, while others enhance the capabilities of your browser. Web-based applications. Normally, application programs are owned by individuals and organizations and stored on the computer's hard disk. The aim of web-based services such as Think-Free is to free users from owning and storing applications. This free service provides access to programs similar to Microsoft's Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. A web-based application is a software package that can be accessed through a web browser. Most application service providers, ASPs, charge a fee to access and use their applications. To use a web-based application, you must connect to the ASP's website. The ASP downloads a copy of the requested application to your computer's hard disk drive. From there, you can run it. When you exit the program, it is automatically deleted from your hard disk. File Transfer Protocol, FTP. FTP is an internet standard for transferring files. Downloading is the process of copying a file from a computer on the internet and saving it on your computer. You can also use FTP to copy files from your computer to another computer on the internet. This is called uploading. Plugins are programs that are automatically started and operate as a part of your browser. Many websites require you to have some plugins in order to view their content fully. Some widely used plugins include Acrobat Reader from Adobe, Windows Media Player from Microsoft, QuickTime from Apple, Real Player from Real Networks, and Shockwave from Adobe. These are used for a variety of purposes ranging from viewing and printing documents to playing audio and video files. Some plugins are included in browsers and operating systems. Others need to be installed before they can be used by your browser. To learn more about plugins and how to download them, you may visit some of the sites listed in the displayed figure. Filters. Filters are programs that block access to selected sites. The internet is a lot of content which is not suitable for unrestricted viewing. Filters allow parents of young children as well as organizations to block access to certain sites and set time limits. Additionally, these programs can generate reports regarding time spent on the internet as well as at individual websites, chat groups, and news groups. list of some of the best known filters. Have a look at the displayed figure. Internet security suites. An Internet security suite is a collection of utility programs designed to maintain your security and privacy while you are on the web. These programs control spam, protect against computer viruses, provide filters, and much more. Two of the best known Internet security suites are from McAfee and Norton. Using Internet, you can communicate with or find out about what is happening in any part of the world. It is popularly known as the information highway, which is used as a versatile means for information sharing. Chatting with your friends in virtual chat rooms is another facility that is available. You may chat using the keyboard. Anyone with access to the Internet can exchange text, data files, and programs with any other user. Today, using voice chat, you can also chat with the other person as if you were talking on the telephone. You can also play different games on the Internet. There are a large numbers of applications that can be used on the Internet for various purposes. Examples are electronic mail, email, file transfer protocol, FTP, Telenet to connect to another computer, news groups, mailing lists, chat groups, World Wide Web, www, and instant messaging. Communications. Computer communications is the process of sharing data, programs, and information between two or more computers. Some of the applications that depend on communication systems are as follows. Email. This provides a fast and efficient alternative to traditional mail by sending and receiving electronic documents. Instant messaging. This supports direct, live, electronic communication between two or more individuals. Internet telephone. This provides a low-cost alternative to long-distance telephone calls using electronic voice delivery, electronic commerce. This means buying and selling goods electronically.
the end of the assignment. You have learned the general features and history of the Internet. Objectives. At the end of this assignment, you will be able to know about the World Wide Web. The World Wide Web, WWW, is information organized in the form of web pages containing text and graphic images. You can retrieve documents, view images, animations and videos, listen to sound files, exchange voice data and view programs that run on practically any software in the world. It is easy to get the Internet and the web confused, but they are not the same thing. The Internet is the actual physical network made up of wires, cables and satellites. It connects millions of computers and resources throughout the world. When you connect to this network, you are described as being online. The web is a multimedia interface to the resources available on the Internet. This means that web pages consist of multiple media such as text, graphics, video, animation and sound. The World Wide Web was originally developed in 1990 at CERN, CERN, the European Laboratory for Particle Physics. The World Wide Web Consortium now manages it. The name of its website is www.w3.org. You can access the World Wide Web on the Internet by using any browser application such as Mozilla, Netscape, Internet Explorer, etc. A web page is simply a document formatted in a standard language known as Hypertext Markup Language, HTML. It contains hypertext links represented by underlined text and images that lead to related information. Web pages also can contain special programs called applets that are generally written in a programming language such as Java. Java applets are used for presenting animation, displaying graphics, providing interactive games and more. Web surfing means moving through different web pages. This may be done by following hyperlinks, either from a search or through a series of linked pages. You may even move between pages at random in the course of learning something or just having fun. The information on www can be classified in different categories based on the type of their content, such as business and commercial, educational, advocacy to influence readers to support a cause or idea, news, statistical information, and personal information. Summary. You have reached the end of the assignment. You have learned about the World Wide Web. Objectives. At the end of this assignment, you will be able to understand the flow of information over the Internet. Sending and receiving devices follow a set of communication rules for the exchange of information. These rules for exchanging data between computers are known as protocols. The Internet uses some rules or standard set of protocols for communication between computers. This ensures uniformity among users using various types of computer systems. Protocols are used to create an Internet connection for your computer, and they handle the data transfer over network lines. Tcpip, Transmission Control Protocol / Internet Protocol, is the name of the core protocol used on the Internet. Using this protocol, the information to be transmitted is broken down in the form of small packets. Each packet contains the address of its destination computer as well as the computer of its origin. The other protocols are Point-to-Point Protocol (PPP) and Serial Line Internet Protocol (SLIP). A network also has components called routers that help choose the best path for an individual packet to travel and reach its destination. The packets are reassembled at the destination to get the original information. Tcpip. The essential features of this protocol involve identifying, sending and receiving devices, and reformatting information for transmission across the Internet. Identification. Every computer on the Internet has a unique numeric address called as IP address, Internet Protocol Address. These addresses are used to deliver email and to locate websites. Because these numeric addresses are difficult to remember, a system was developed to automatically convert text-based addresses to numeric IP addresses. This system uses a domain name server, DNS, that converts text-based addresses to IP addresses. For example, if you enter a URL, say www.example.com, a DNS might translate it to an IP address, say 198.103.132.4 before a connection can be made. Reformatting. Information transmitted across the Internet travels through various interconnected networks. Before a message is sent, it is reformatted or broken down into smaller parts called packets, which travel separately on different routes towards a common destination. They are reassembled into the correct order at the receiving end. summary. You have reached the end of the assignment. You have learned about the flow of information over the Internet.
Objectives. At the end of this assignment, you will be able to understand communication systems, know the elements of a communication system,